It noted the start of a milestone summit conference, the at-first meet of the leaders of Polar and Southward Korea in above 10 years, in wide implications for the planet. Trembling hands in Luna Jae-in, time permanent in the demilitarized area, demilitarized zone, separating the two countries, Kim said the Southward Korean CEO Hee-thik felt the way of meet at such a historical position. It was a really brave judgment for you to go all the way there, Luna replied. The very choreographed summit conference is the outcome of months of tactful negotiations among the Polar and the Southward, and each time has been loaded in symbology and story by organizers. But in a uncommon unscripted time order following their at first meet on the disengagement link, Kim guessed Luna to move in the northern party of the demilitarized zone. Perhaps the is the order period for you to come Polar Korean area, Kim told to Luna, who took him up on the invite. Southward Korean TV audience in Seoul erupted at the hot welcome among Kim and Luna, in residents collected about TV screening through the town, cheering and applauding. Denuclearization, world contract debated for the breakdown for dinner, Southward Korean by the government representative Yoon Youthful Chan said reporters the two leaders had debated denuclearization and a constant world treaty for the night meeting. It has been a really genuine and fair exchanging among the two sides, Yoon told. Addition, the two leaders had speak for nearly several hours. Discussions will go on in the afternoon, the representative told, in the aim of producing a collaborative proclamation at the end of the summit conference. Splendor and right, the great right of the day began previous in the Koreas while Luna's convoy leftward Seoul for the demilitarized zone, tracked the whole way by helicopter while broadcasting the travel. Crowds of supporters, keeping signs inviting for denuclearization, wavy off the Southward Korean CEO as he set off on the time-long driving Polar. Following meet and walking above the disengagement link dividing the countries, they called about a specifically designed spreadsheet on the other story of the world building. To the leftward of Kim, sat his sibling Kim Yo-jong, who led the Pyongyang deputation to the 2018 Pyeongchang Spartakiada and has been game a more than apparent part in Polar Korean policy. Polar Korea's youthful lead told he requested to compose a new head in Korean relations. As I walked above there, I mind reason was it so hard to get there. The dividing link wasn't though how top to crucifix. It was too lightweight to go above how link and it took us 11 years to get there, Kim said Luna and the collected officials. Written in a guest's volume on incoming the world building, wherever talks are take location, Kim wrote, a new story begins currently and an age of world, at the start spot of story. Luna praised Kim's brave judgment to sit downward for negotiations for their night meet. Above the history 7 many decades we weren't capable to talk, so I believe we can say the entire day present, Luna told, figure lefts of Kim. In a White's Building declaration given on Friday night, the Trump Card Authority told it hoped the negotiations will reach advance in the direction a next of world and prosper for the whole Korean peninsular world. A new begin. The meet has been very expected in Southward Korea as a probable prospect to talk a world contract among the two countries. Though military action for the Korean War completed in 1953, in the signature of the truce, no formal treaty and the war was always signed. Enormous banners include been displayed through the Southward Korean equity of Seoul declaring world. A new begin among assumption the two leaders could talk signature and formal world contract eventually end the Korean warfare. The Polar Korean lead would outdoor-heartedly talk all the issues in Luna, and was incoming negotiations in the expect of reaching world prosper and reunion of the Korean peninsular, Polar Korean country print KCNA told. Yet, stakes are top and several observers are dubious the two sides can axle the gap created by more than rather than 60 years of hostility and suspect. Besides, in spite Kim's efforts to hit an friendly and tactful picture, he has a length and terrible human rights recording in his own nation. A joint nations paper in March told Polar Korea leftward human beings at the grace of inexplicable social officials and denounced Kim's wide and cruel framework of jail camps. Kim's stockpile officials through the planet, particularly in the joint state, will be profitable shut focus to any particular agreements by Kim regarding to his nuke stockpile. Japan's Defense Secretary Itsunori Onodera told the Polar Koreans necessary to do precise commitments on its nuke and rocket program. I would love to hold shut eyes on the summit conference and discover out if it is guideline to specific activity, he told on Friday night. This successful of the summit conference will not be named present but will rely on the reactions of Washington and Pyongyang above the upcoming days and weeks. Polar Korean deception and U.S. duality has inflicted the crash of all early openings, he told.